Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're Maya and Danny, and we make videos about all the beautiful places we can visit. In this video, I invite you to walk along the beautiful banks of the River Thames in London, where history meets modern, in one of the world's most fantasized about cities. Living in London in your 20s, I think, makes you incredibly resilient. And there's no better place to feel the heartbeats of the city than right here by the water. It's hard not to romanticize living in London, especially when you're young. It feels as though you've achieved something by living here. There's a shared pride and attitude for people that do live here, as if they've made it. There's an expectation that you're tough if you live in a city, which is true in some senses. You battle with commuting across a city with around 10 million others, squashed into tin can tubes like sardines, and pacing together in crowded streets. You have to be fit and ready to travel at least an hour to get to places, keeping hold of your belongings, hands in pockets, earplugs in ears, a solo mission to get where you need to go. It's easy to develop anxieties about living in the city, safety at night, crime, practicing a mind on high alert, just in case. When we moved to London, we were incredibly excited, and the first few months were draining. You end up spending most of your time in limbo, always trying to figure out the best way to do things, the best way to get somewhere, trying to find the best place to meet in the middle. It helps to be a tourist in your own city, to remind yourself why this place can be beautiful. I still gaze at the city when I go across the river, a moment of pause when you look up from your phone and take in the mixture of old and new, so built up and glorified. But the grass is always greener on the other side, and expectations never really match reality. Living in London is about embracing the energy, the opportunities, and the endless possibilities this city has to offer. But let's face the facts. There are big inconveniences when you look at the practical side, the cost of living. London can be expensive, but with a bit of planning and smart decision making, it's manageable. Rent is usually the biggest expense. Sharing a flat with roommates can help keep costs down. For example, renting a room in a shared flat might cost between $700 to $1,200 per month, depending on the area. Areas like Hackney or Peckham are more affordable than central locations like Chelsea or Kensington. But you still look and peer into windows of white-pillared houses, hoping to catch a glimpse of a lifestyle so captivating. To be wealthy in London is to be wealthy. And you often wonder how properties have been passed down through generations and generations, wondering if beyond their inherited gem in the heart of London, they might feel unable to let go and create value somewhere else. Public transport is another killer. A monthly travel card for zones 1 to 3 costs about £150. But many people opt for cycling or a combination of buses and walking. I'm often faced with a snap decision of spending £1.75 for a single bus journey or walking 30 to 40 minutes, which sounds ridiculous, but it's how most of my friends live too. Once you have a bike, you have certain freedom and speed to get where you need to go. That is, if you're confident to be on the roads with thousands of others and the dangers of other drivers or your own bad decisions in confusing roads and junctions. Eating out can be pricey, but it would feel like a tragedy to not experience the melting pot of culture and its cuisine that laces the streets of London. Nowhere else, I think, you can walk down a street and be able to choose between incredible authentic dishes from Vietnam, China, Japan, to Turkey, Lebanon, Greece, Spain, Italy. It's a privilege to be able to experience such a choice, and is one of our favourite parts about living here. Street food markets and local pubs often offer decent meals for around £10, but cooking at home or for friends makes you feel like you're hacking the system. Groceries for a month might cost around £150 to £200 per person. We spend around £300 to £400 between us per month. That feels comfortable for us, but we do have to manage and be smart with our spending on food. Socialising and entertainment don't have to break the bank either, but often it's the frequency that creeps up on you. Whilst there are countless free museums, parks and places to visit in London, there's always a couple of drinks or a spontaneous night out, which might cost anything up to £100. But it's that required release after a week of working and hustling that has people spilling out into the streets, especially on bank holidays, which seems to exacerbate a culture of drinking second to none. Living in London means balancing the excitement with the realities of budgeting. It's about finding those hidden gems and affordable spots that make life here so special. And moments can be special, especially in the sun, when of course it decides to make an appearance, which makes it so much more appreciated. When the sun is out in London, things have to be taken advantage of, and how beautiful London is in the sun. Could I live here for the rest of my life? I don't know, to be honest. It's a continuous in and out of love with London. Opportunities versus if you're willing to battle for them. And knowing whether or not what you've done is enough for today. So whether you're a local or just visiting, take a moment to walk along the Thames, sun, rain or even snow. Take a ride on the London Eye and feel as small as an ant safely cocooned in a glass bubble looking over a vast concrete jungle. Walk through trails of historical monuments, imagining the past and how buildings secure their place in this city. Take in the rich smells of the food market, alive with an exciting clash of cultures. Find a cozy dark pub to experience a slightly intoxicated generosity from people just happy to be there. Or find the river again and let the city show you its magic. This is quite a personal vlog about what it's really like to live in London. If you enjoyed this, give us a thumbs up, and if you're not following already, please subscribe to our channel. It helps us create more content in the future. This has been What's Next with Maya and Danny, and we'll see you next Thursday.